Hey yo, what it do, baby? It is your boy Dynamic, and before I get into the main topic, I just want you guys to hear this beat real quick. It was made by my cousin Robs. What up, Robs? You guys just saw me lose B, so basically what I'm doing here is pushing back up to the middle, trying to take out the guys that are camping in the middle so that we could take control of it and capture B. As you guys can see in this game, I'm using low kill streaks, and the reason I'm using low kill streaks is because I don't have a silencer on my gun. I just wanted to test out this gun without a silencer to see if I could kill enemies faster, because when you don't have a silencer, enemies die faster from mid to long range. So I just wanted to test it out, and since I have UAV and counter UAV, it gives me the possibility to get kills quicker and also hide my position on the mini map. So every time I get a couple kills and maybe a cap or a defend on a flag, I will get a UAV and I'll know where they're at, and I'll get a counter UAV and they won't know where I'm at. So when I'm shooting them without the silencer, they won't be hounding me, because my experience with this game is that when you don't use a silencer, enemies come after you a lot more and with a lot more intensity than they did in previous Call of Duty games. And the best way that you can protect yourself against these players that really go after you and push after you is by using a counter UAV. You'll get kills faster. The first 2 or 3 kills might be easier to get because you don't have a silencer, and that will give you a little bit extra power in the guns and a little bit of extra range. So you will get UAVs and counter UAVs pretty fast. And I couple that with a medium range kill streak like the airstrike, so that I could have a good mix of low score streaks and high score streaks. Plus, I think the UAV disorients the enemy a little bit, and when they're walking outside, they don't expect anything to fall on top of them. So if you have an airstrike, the counter UAV will disorient them a little bit right before the airstrike hits them. Of course, you can use a guardian, which makes it a lot harder for the enemy to cap the flag, especially the room where I like to go to on B. If I put a guardian there, it would make it a lot tougher for the enemies to cap the flag, because they would first have to kill it. See, right here in the upcoming room, if I put a guardian right there, it would be hard for the enemies to take over B like they just took it. But instead of using a guardian, I would rather use a sentry gun, because it nets me kills, and I don't want to be by the guardian all the time in order to get the kills. So I'd rather put a sentry gun there and just protect the sentry gun from behind, or maybe if somebody's trying to shoot it at an angle from the front. But I would rather have a sentry gun though instead of having a guardian, but it's your preference. But in this game, I just have the airstrike because I'm guarding the back entrances, and the only way the enemy could practically come up is right through the middle. So I put the airstrikes basically right in the middle, through the middle of the map, where the enemies would basically have to directly rush B, and I usually get 3 or 4 kills as they're either running up the stairs or running through the wide open space. Another thing is, I don't know if you guys just saw, but in the beginning of the round, if you have low score streaks, then the free flag that you get in the beginning of each round counts a lot more, and it helps you a lot more to get that small score streak than if you had high score streaks. It wouldn't really add to your total, so it wouldn't help you out as much. But if you have low score streaks and you might need a little bit for that UAV or that counter UAV, then the first flag in the beginning of each round would actually help you out a little bit more towards your next score streak. Another upper middle score streak that I've been loving for domination is the war machine. Basically, you get the grenade launcher, and enemies will just always start, rushing B, and they will always try to cap it, especially if they're losing. And if you have that war machine, it'll give you such an advantage. I have a game saved up where I got about 14 kills with that sucker. Players just kept coming, rushing B, and I just kept taking them out with that. So that's another score streak, but that's more upper middle class score streak, I guess. It's a little bit harder to get, but it's still attainable, especially if you have hardline. I remember in my other video, I kind of showed you guys the importance of high score streaks, especially if you are very good at killing, and you can get the high score streaks a lot easier than players that are intermediate or low level. And this score streak setup is basically for players that are on the lower end of skill tier, but high skilled players can use it also to their advantage. And as you can see, you can get a pretty good game score while also capping flags and making sure that you're dominating the game. I'm not even playing with a team here, I'm just playing by myself, and I'm really doing good, and my team is really doing good because they got a lot of support from me in the way of UAV and counter UAVs. And that's another thing about these low score streaks, is that they help your teammates get score streaks. So the more score streaks, the more low score streaks you get, like the UAV and the counter UAV, the more is going to help you out in the long run, because your teammates might get their high score streaks. So if you're not a very good player, this is a very valuable option for you to take. If you guys haven't checked out my other video called The Importance of High Score Streaks, then please go and check it out. I guarantee you that it will give you a little bit more insight into the reason that you guys should be using the high score streaks if you are good at killing or slaying. So anyways guys, let's get into the end of the commentary. I want to wish you guys a very good day or a night, depending on the time that you're watching this video. Remember to deep practice in Black Ops 2. Peace out, players.